Now this was from last. This was from last. Uh, this is an older article. We talked about this already. Now, The Economist is ran by the Rothschilds. Yes, that
You know what?
Rothschild.
That's very funny that the Rothschilds are allowing their name to be published and put more stuff now. There was something that we were reading and it said the Rothschilds, and I said before they would have never put their name in the article.
The Times of Israel. I know what you're talking about. We're gonna talk about that later with Trump. They refer to the person as a Jewish Rothschild family. It was like, whoa, they never put Jewish in front of that. But the coming food catastrophe.
Is anybody out there? I know y'all notice how expensive the food is. You can go into the grocery store and buy 6 items, and it's $100.
Yeah.
And this is budgeting.
This is actually taking care of being responsible.
And somebody probably be like, what the fuck store you going to? Because I ain't spending those $70. It's $70.
Yeah. Hold on, sorry.
There was comments.
Kifa. Yeah, nope. Get your house in order first, otherwise you like a hypocrite. Exactly.
You didn't put it on the screen.
Travis, damn.
Listen, I'm just trying to be an advocate for,
it won't go on the screen.
I want to see the comments on the screen.
I don't know why you feel the need to do this.
Because it's my job to do this.
Okay. You see that? You see it? It's on the screen. You see it?
Thank you for your comment.
Like you didn't already know what it said or something.
I didn't know what was said.
Okay. Well, yeah, this is owned by the Rothschilds, or I should say, a Rothschild. And it said, war is tipping a fragile world toward mass hunger. Fixing that is everyone's business. Now,
look at the picture they chose to have with the skulls. That's weird.
This was May 19th, 2022. This was 2-3 months. This is 2 months into the Russian-Ukraine conflict, and they were saying that there's going to be a food catastrophe. Look at this. Iowa farmers, AG leaders urge Tom Vilsack, Catherine Tai to lower tariffs to ease fertilizer costs. Fertilizer is important because it's used in the winter so that you can have your plants growing in the spring. You need it. It makes things much easier, but it's so expensive right now that the farmers are asking them to get rid of the tariffs they have so that they can actually afford it. You read this already, haven't you?
Yeah.
Now, what did you get from this?
What I got from it is simply the farmers are begging the United States government to please lower the costs of this so they'll be able to get, so we'll have corn, we'll have soybean, we'll have other crops next year, because if they don't, people are going to have to stop farming, which is what they ultimately want. Why would they want that? They want you all to what? Eat plant-based foods.
And they particularly want to get rid of meats or livestock. We're going to talk about that later. Remember, if you watch these economic forum and the plan they have for the world, a reset, a global reset as they call it, they want to get rid of meat. They want to get rid of what they call these gases being released into the air because they say it's so bad for the environment.
When a cow passes gas?
Yeah, they want to change the diet. They want farmers.
Well, it's certainly way more humans than there is animals, and
they want farmers to change the diet of cows so that when they pass gas, it won't affect the environment.
So when we pass gas, it don't affect the environment?
Who knows, man? They come up with all kind of shit. Eastwood said, true. So when you're at home in an orderly fashion, you get gunned down. We continue to try to, but always sabotage or kill. Well, see, that's the curses, brother. I'll just leave it at that. That's the curses. But yeah, Aoife said budgeting for groceries is rough right now. They want us to eat bugs. Yep. You know. See, she know the bugs.
Oh, she must like
the bugs.
They like cooking.
Cause what's his name? Bill Gates. Remember he got this burger he wants you to eat. Now there people don't get confused with a veggie burger with a fake meat, lab made meat burger.
I tried. Listen, I don't eat that shit. I don't eat based shit. I don't eat meat, but I find things that I can eat. I tried that Beyond Burger one time. It was the most disgusting
nasty.
thing that I've ever tasted. Listen, if you're not gonna eat meat, don't try to go out and substitute things. But hold on.
Y'all don't know how much of a hypocrite he sounds like
That's
right now.
not a hypocrite.
I've been calling
I can take some cauliflower
and
and bread it up and call it fried cauliflower.
No. You try to create fake chicken.
Oh, you trying to say my cauliflower was supposed to be chicken wings?
Yeah, you literally called it chicken wings.
It's
fake mac and cheese. You don't did all this stuff. See,
I did what now?
You don't did fake mac and cheese.
What fake mac and cheese?
Oh, now you don't remember.
Just tell me what it was.
What you mean what it was? It was fake mac and cheese.
How was it fake macaroni and cheese? It was elbow macaroni.
There was no macaroni.
What was it?
You used cauliflower.
If I want to take cauliflower and substitute it mac and cheese, I've done the same thing with elbow macaroni. If I want to take it and substitute something, I can.
You just cut yourself.
I didn't cut myself.
You said don't eat something if you're going to make it something fake about it. You did the fake food. You did it.
How's it fake food? I'm eating cauliflower. That's some real food. That ain't no Beyond meat and stuff.
Okay. Costs on my farms are up 325%. It's getting to be unbearable. Well, this is why you see U.S. farmers rely on nitrogen, potash, and other fertilizer imports from China, Russia, Canada, Morocco, and
we
other
still
countries.
Can get it from Canada and Morocco.
Well, Trump still got Trump put the tariffs on China. And obviously, they just put the tariffs on Russia. China. Yeah, he put the tariffs on China.
If y'all haven't seen that skit of Jamie Foxx impersonating Donald Trump, y'all should go see it because
the best one.
It's funny.
By far the best Trump impersonation. A substantial stratospheric cooling event is now being observed over the southern hemisphere following a massive injection of water vapor.
So this is what I was talking about when I was saying if you live down south, they're expecting the weather to be a little
cold.
Not just this year.
For the next
moving forward.
Yeah. Apparently when they talk about mini ice ages, you gotta remember
we talked about this before.
Yeah, we did. We talked about the 1700s, 1600s and stuff. That was a mini ice age. So when you talk about what's the guy name? The French leader. Jeez, I forget his name.
What are these Instagram models gonna do when they get cold out here?
They get cold. They in their house taking pictures.
No, some of them go outside.
Man, they be Photoshop.
You ain't gonna be able to be out here. What are these prostitutes gonna do?
Hey,
how do you make a way out of no way?
Hey, that's by that time we'll be them legalize it by then. As we look at what is happening in the temperatures in southern how it actually happened, how it might impact our side of the planet in the upcoming winter 2022-2023, from the ground to the all the clouds in our weather are found to be the lowest layer of the atmosphere called something in particular I'm looking for. Is this the article? The temperature drops over the polar region, so does the pressure in the stratosphere. The process the same as the temperature drops over the pole and the temperature difference towards the south increases. A large low pressure circulation starts to develop across the polar stratosphere. The image below shows a typical example of the polar vortex at around. So this basically so whenever you have a period of warmth and the glaciers start to melt and the water that comes from there goes down into their what they call it, not a canal. What's the word they use? You know, the water flows down from the north down to the eastern seaboard and goes down. When that water is cooled off because of the melting of the glaciers, because of the heat, everything gets colder.
Exactly.
That's how you go into a mini ice age, as they call it. It's gonna get colder.
But the planet has to get
warm,
happens. And they've been saying for what 10 years. Global warming.
Now they call it climate change.
Because they know we're going into
an ice age, possibly. And an ice age leads to what? Wars. And what's going on right now? Everybody talking about going to war the last 3-4 years.
In Russia, they used to this type of weather, so.
Well, we think Russia might have planned what they're doing. We'll get to that later.
Chicago kind of used to that type of weather too. I mean, damn, in the wintertime, I don't know how Negroes live in Chicago. In the wintertime, it get -20, how do you, I'd be barely making it if it get below 30.
This is the Farmer's Almanac. They released what they predictions for the weather. Now, right here, they're saying this is going to be an extended winter forecast. They said it's going to be pretty cold. This is the Farmer's Almanac. They're saying it's going to be pretty cold. Then we're going to show this right here. As you can see, they're predicting a really cold south, especially like Florida. And that's where the water flows down. Yeah, you get the point. It's gonna
now up in north, they said mild.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be typically like it normally is. Actually, mild mean it's not really gonna be that cold at all.
Well, you're saying mild dry, mild wet, mild snowy. Here they say it's gonna be cold and wet, cold and dry. So this is what they're predicting. I'm gonna go forward with this. Let me show something else. Now this right here. We're going into the winter, and it's about to get cold. Farmers need fertilizer. Now these are all the fertilizer plants that had to close down in Europe. This is Poland, Romania, Lithuania, Serbia, Croatia, Turkey, Italy, France, Spain, Belgium. Germany. Germany is the big
Netherlands,
one.
Norway,
France, Belgium, UK. The fact that you have all this happening, and now there's going to be a shortage.
Siberia.
If there's a shortage, obviously it's going to affect your farming and stuff. Now let me show this right here. Yara cuts cast doubt on Europe's fertilizer production. Norway's Yara is one of the largest fertilizer makers, is slashing ammonia production due to soaring gas prices. Ammonia is necessary, and you need that to create fertilizer, raising questions about Europe's ability to produce enough fertilizer for its crops. Ammonia plays a key role in manufacturing of fertilizer. Without it, crops yield will deteriorate because nutrients removed from the soil during harvesting are not replenished. Yara has repeatedly warned the world facing extreme food supply shock due to the combination of high gas prices, the war and major grains producer Ukraine, and sanctions and fertilizer producer Russia.
Now that sounds like a perfect combination of bad. You got Russia, who produces fertilizer.
Yeah.
You got Ukraine, who produces
the grains.
Yeah. And these two are going back at it, and they're having different allies have to choose which side they're going to be on.
And because they warned, the gas prices are going up.
So this sounds like it was planned and orchestrated.
Now, Russia, they're a cold weather country. Napoleon. The reason why they defeated Napoleon is because he didn't realize how cold it was there, and his soldiers, they couldn't do nothing with it. In the middle of a damn ice age, he tried to go to war, or mini ice age, should I say. He tried to go to war with Russia. Obviously, we know history tells us that didn't go well for him. Russia is pretty much saying again, okay, we back. We back now. It's about to get cold. NATO been kind of up on us for the last decade, 2 decades at least. We're gonna hold them off as long as we can. But the second we know the weather is in our favor, we're gonna do what we need to do.
But you can't really compare, because Napoleon didn't have the type of technology and the type of machines and things and stuff we have nowadays. So just being cold is not enough favor for Russia.
Hold on, I done missed a couple messages.
What?
Eastwood said, and they're making coffee from cat poop. Tony said, don't be mad at the vegan life. I ain't mad at it.
Who said that?
Tony said, don't be mad at the vegan life.
Yeah, when Duke made that comment talking about people who don't eat meat.
Make sure you know it.
Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe people who don't eat meat, y'all hear somebody say, you just think they say it all the time, because I don't bring up the fact that I don't eat meat all the time.
Okay.
Do I?
No, you see, I was talking about Napoleon. That's what I was thinking about. And Keeper said, don't ever underestimate a hoe's ability to be resourceful. They're going to find a way in the cold. They'll wear sweatpants. They'll wear sweatsuits and shit. They don't give a damn.
Listen, I saw one. It was raining.
Oh.
I mean, it was pouring. It was pouring down raining, and she was pretty much naked.
I've seen
with an umbrella.
I definitely have seen them walk around. But this is
midgets out here too.
Huh?
It's midgets out here.
This is
I told you about the midget.
This is Aurora. You can expect it. It's the sex goddess. That's what happened. The sex goddess.
I was like, is this little Atlanta going on out here?
My little Atlanta. Carlsboro polling unit could stop production. Lack of CO2 threatens food industry. Well, what is CO2 good for? Freezers. If grocery stores can't have freezers that work, you're not gonna be able to hold certain meats, certain foods.
So they're trying trying to stop you from eating meat. To be just frank about
that entire situation is gone if you have no CO2 for freezers.
Satan's kingdom worships animals, and they can't have you out here
When they worship the earth as well.
eating all these. Yeah.
Yeah, Mother Earth, as they call it. Why Dutch farmers are protesting over emissions cuts. So this is what I was talking about. So over there, they, in a couple of countries, Canada, obviously these Dutch farmers, I think France as well, they're doing a lot of emission cuts where they're forcing these farmers, what they're doing is basically shutting down a lot of these farms. Because they're putting these regulations up, and a lot of these farmers don't meet the regulations, don't meet the requirements. So they're going to either be forced to sell or pretty much get bought out by some company.
I'll never forget the story of those farmers that were sued by what's it called?
I know they're talking about
The Monty something. Monto.
It's a
something.
big corporation, farming corporation, yeah.
And it was in Texas. It was in Texas or or Oklahoma somewhere. These two farmers have been friends for years. They've known each other. They were spending and dishing money out in court, trying to hold back.
Because they was in debt because this company was giving them loans to produce a certain amount of chickens, and when they, it's meant to put them in debt pretty much. So they was in debt for a long time. They were fighting in court.
Well, no, they were suing them for using different type of fertilizer or something.
No, not seeds.
Something they were suing them for it, and one just gave up. He was like,
I can't fight him no more.
Then they no longer friends no more.
They kept him in court till he
That's
was
what they do.
money.
These major corporations, they held you up in court until you can no longer afford to be in court. They can do this for years.
Yeah. He said, Dutch farmers have been generating global headlines with the protests described by Prime Minister Mark Rutte as willfully endangering others, damaging our infrastructure, and threatening people who help with the cleanup. The proud farming nation is under immense pressure to make radical changes to cut harmful emissions, and some farmers fear their livelihoods will be obliterated. It's in our blood. I want to do this, and if we have to adapt to a new situation, I want to. But we have to be fair. It takes time. Give me a chance. We are standing in a recent built farm surrounded by red and white cows and an old eldest son sweep past a small digger. I don't know what they want. What we talk about farming is just stress, but I want them to have a choice, not the government to make choice for them. Dutch government proposal for tackling nitrogen emissions indicate a radical cut in livestock. So that's what they want to get rid of. They estimate 11,200 farmers will have to close, and another 17,600 farmers will have to significantly reduce their livestock. I think it's Canada or America where they're talking about they want to tax having cows and pigs and stuff. So not only you have to pay for it or buy it, then you got to pay a continual tax on having this animal alive. Because
the farts produce too much toxins and it goes into the air and destroys the atmosphere.
That's what they say. China power curves shutter 500,000 of zinc smelting capacity. China is having power outs. I didn't know that. We know that the bank system is getting crazy because the people try to go into bank accounts and they had tanks outside the bank.
There's a water wars, and there's also energy.
Yeah.
Pretty much, they ain't gonna be having no Christmas lights up in your downtown metropolitan areas.
Hell no.
They not gonna be able to. Energy not gonna be there for them to do that type of stuff.
NICE start to place Dutch zinc smelting operations on care and maintenance. This is necessary things. Leading Slavic aluminum factory shuts down amid record electricity prices. So this is leading to people shutting down entire production companies. Necessary things. Now look at this. Now you know how we talked about a couple weeks ago that there might be, there's a drought going on right now in the western of America, and even in the Texas, the Northeast, there's droughts going on. Did you know in Arizona? Arizona has a deal where they're giving their water supply to Saudi Arabia for their farms. So Saudi Arabian farms are absorbing the water for free, so they can send these crops back to feed their cows in Saudi Arabia.
Ain't that crazy how the United States allow other countries to come over here and buy up land?
China buy a whole bunch of land.
So the United States is pretty much for sale.
Pretty much. It's a business. Arizona is leasing farmland to Saudi water company, straining aquifers and threatening future water supply in Phoenix. Fertilizer, a Saudi company, exports the to feed the cows. Oh yeah, that's the number. That's the stuff right there that they grow to feed their cows. So they're making sure they have a food source while taking your water. In the Middle East, the country has practically exhausted its own underground aquifers there. In Arizona, they can pump as much water as they want at no cost. Groundwater is unregulated in most rural areas in the states. It pays only 25 cents per acre annually. The state land department says the market rate is $50 per acre, and it provides a 50-cent discount because it doesn't pay for improvements. But the 25 per acre price is at 1/6 of the market price for unimproved farmland with food irrigation today, according to Charlie, whatever his name is, whatever. They're giving you water to,
You already in a drought,
and you're gonna give your water away.
and they giving everything is purposeful.
So you got power, you're gonna have food.
Here we go with Gen Z.
And then you got people. There's a people shortage. Gen Z millennials speak out on reluctance to become parents.
They just a weird group of.
So a lot of these people are saying they're not having kids; they'd rather adopt.
But if everybody say they don't want to have kids, who they gonna adopt?
Because there's kids to adopt. Kids.
If nobody wants to have kids, what kids are there gonna be to adopt?
What do you mean?
If Gen Z is saying we don't want to have kids, we're reluctant to become parents, then who in their generation they gonna be able to adopt? There ain't no kids.
I think they got it. Monsanto.
Monsanto's, that's it.
Yeah.
Who said it?
Eastwood, Henderson, and Tony Spencer. Yeah. He had told y'all he was a pimp. He out here choosing in the rain. That's what Eastwood. And look who here, Travis. George.
Oh.
Damn, brother got here. I know Travis happy as fuck after getting shook last week. And Keeper said, no, and again, they want to tax us. Jackson, Mississippi down there struggling without water. Exactly.
George finally decided to show up.
Oh, you want to go in on George now? Exactly, Brian. While Jackson, Mississippi has no clean water, they giving away the aquifer water in Arizona to Saudi Arabia. Free. But we know the reason why they're doing that is Saudi Arabian oil is connected to the dollar. So they kind of, we know what
We got
it
to
is.
keep their people happy.
They pretty much told Saudi Arabia, we'll give y'all our military if you make our dollar the standard for your oil. So, of course, we'll also give you some water. So now you got people saying
That's
they
the
want to
bonus.
Huh?
The water is the bonus.
Yeah, the water is just like, you got to feed your cows, don't you? So they say they're not having children, and America needs people. Birth rate fell. We talked about that last week.
That's why they're bringing in all these
There you
Mexicans.
go. They're bringing in all these immigrants because they ain't got enough people to sustain their society, or at least their country.
You remember the article where she was talking about abortion?
Who?
Her.
Yeah. When she was talking about, she said she got her tubes removed.
Yeah, she's getting her tubes removed, but she has a girlfriend.
I think there was a different couple. It was a black woman. Remember? That was a separate couple. That was a black woman who they didn't say what to do was. She was with. Yeah, right here. I think they'd be great parents, but I thought of going into our health system to give birth. It's really scary. Black women, black mothers are not valued in the same way that white mothers are, said Kaya, who is black.
Okay.
He said, when Kaya's IUD expires, Walter said he'll consider a vasectomy, the procedure that went on the rise among men under 30 during the pandemic. So,
Men started having vasectomies during the pandemic?
A lot of,
That's weird.
I thought during the pandemic, we were going to get a bunch of pandemic babies.
We did. We got giants.
But instead, we got divorces, breakups, and vasectomies. People separated more during the pandemic.
Those pandemic babies are giants in the land.
Yeah, there's some big babies.
Somebody probably had a couple kids in the comment section. My kid ain't no damn giant. Them babies big as hell.
That's right, Travis. Daddy's home. Hey, dude, the home. What's up, my guy? But yeah, y'all hope y'all seen them big ass pandemic babies. Babies big as hell.